I've learned so much in 4 years here at Resurrection Parish. Everything from parking lots to food pantries and everything in between. But one thing I'll take and use today is Father Jim Chaconis' 3-point homily. So I have 3 points. The through line, the summary of our readings today is about surrender. Giving things over to God. And each of our readings tells us that we should give something over to God, each something different. Point number 1, surrendering our work to God. As Isaiah said in our first reading, the rains and the winds, everything has its purpose and its plan according to God. In the same way, our lives, our activity, our ministry, everything should be pointing back to God. Are we giving glory to God through what we do? Or is it selfish? Is it directed toward ourselves and glorifying ourselves and puffing up our own image? It's a fair question to ask. In the seminary, our formation isn't about our own fame, our own notoriety. It's all about fulfilling the will of God, discerning the will of God for our lives, and then doing it with a loving and a courageous heart, giving Him the glory in the process. Surrendering our work to God. Number 2, surrendering timing to God. Our second reading from St. Paul is all about God's timing and what we might call playing the long game. Understanding that not everything happens on our own time or according to our own terms. He uses the image of labor pains, that we groan and we walk in angst and anxiety for a time, but eventually, in God's time, it gives way to future glory. St. Paul is speaking here about both the roller coaster of our own lives, our day-to-day life, consolation, fulfillment, joy, sorrow, but he's also speaking about the life of a Christian pointing to life with Jesus Christ eternally. That everything we do in this time, in this world, should be looking toward the long game, should be looking toward life with God forever in heaven. Surrendering our timing back to God. And as we heard in our gospel, surrendering our cares, our concerns, and our anxieties back to God. To say that these things are real, we deal with them. All of us have cares, anxieties, and concerns, day-to-day things that we're dealing with. But when we invite God in and have Him walk with us, that is so much more powerful, tells a great story, is so much more meaningful, and gives greater glory to God in the process. We should surrender our cares back to Him, not to be taken away in an instant, but because He wants to walk with us and to love us deeply and intimately in and through all of those cares, anxieties, and concerns. Seminary is the same story of everyday classwork, spiritual direction, formation meetings, liturgical training, how to celebrate Mass. All of those things, those little cares and concerns along the way, point to love of God. We should invite Him into those things. And even now, as we gather to celebrate and come forward and receive the Eucharist, we should be giving glory back to God as it is the ultimate surrender of our very lives. To say that divine life comes down, meets us, and comes and dwells in us. That is the greatest act of surrender. That is the greatest lesson of the Christian life, is to say that everything has its place before God, with God, and in God. And so as we prepare to come forward in just a few moments, let us place our work, our timing, our expectations, our cares, our anxieties, and our concerns into His loving hands.